What's up, Dragon Brood? We are continuing to lay out more decks for Standard going into the new Crimson Vow season. And I want to kind of remind everybody about stuff too, that these deck lists will be available in the description below. Obviously, you can't do anything with them until the set goes live in Arena, but they will be there if you want them. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of these videos, because we're going to be putting out multiples a day leading up to Crimson Vow release. So just want to put that out there. And if you want to see which decks I'm going to play first, or even get your deck ideas featured here on the channel, don't forget to check out our memberships. You can see those right down there somewhere next to the subscribe button. There's a little join button. Check out the details there. For as little as 99 cents, your voice can be heard for what's going to be here on the channel. But we're going to move forward here talking about Azorius Spirits. We're going to be doing something a little different. I'll talk about it when we get into the deck list, but let's go get to it. Now, I'm going to say there's probably about 3, at least, maybe even 4 ways to build spirits in this set. And on stream, when we put this together, we tried a few different things, which, by the way, if you want to join my streams, links are down in the description below, as well as the Discord if you want to come by and talk about stuff. But we were trying a few different things here and couldn't really land on the one that used the most, like, disturb stuff. I think that is a viable plan, but I decided to go a different direction. So we're going to be playing an aggressive version. So starting at the top, we're playing 4 Ascendant Spirit, which does mean we're going to have to play Snowland. Because it's a 1/1, you can pay 2 blue, turn it into a 2/3. You play, we say 2 snow mana to turn it into a 2/3. Pay 3 snow mana to turn it into a 4/4, and then 4 snow mana to level it up so you can add counters, draw a card, that whole big thing, turn it into a 6/6. Just a good all-around creature. Give you a good way to sink your mana if you have nothing else to spend it on later. So makes sense to be in here, and it happens to be a spirit. Usher of the Fallen, we have this in a few lists, but it's a quality 2/1 for 1. It also can let you get other tokens. So again, nothing to really hate about it. Now the card that actually ended up being, I guess, the most questionable, if you want to say that, when we were working on this list, is some people didn't want Clarion Spirit in here. Partly because people were wondering, like, how often we're going to get the spirit, how often we're going to have 2 spells in a turn. The reality is I think you're going to do it more often than you think, but you're only going to get maybe 2 extra spirits during the course of the game. Now, that being said, if you don't want to play Clarion Spirit, I think it's very viable to play the new, there's a 2 mana, 3/1, that you can pay 1 mana, remove 3 cards from your graveyard, give it first strike, or you can do something, get it back into play later in the, discard a card to get it from a graveyard into play, right? That is a very viable card, and I have no problem with playing it. I personally just wanted the upside that you can potentially get with the Clarion Spirit, and I like it starting out with 2 toughness. So that's the reason it's in here for me. Now we're trying 1 copy of Dorothea, as we're calling it, because we decided it's either Dorothea, and it sounds like an old black grandmother from Georgia, or it's Dorothea, and it sounds like it comes from a land of vampires. So take your pick. If you're Southern Country and you like Dorothea, go with Dorothea. But if you want to go high fantasy, we're going to go with Dorothea. So today, Dorothea. Maybe on the next video, it's Dorothea. I don't know. But we're trying out 1 copy. It's a blue-white 4/4 flying creature. Whenever it attacks or blocks, you sacrifice it at the end of the turn. And then it has Disturbed, which is colorless, blue-white, and then it enchants a creature, and every time that creature attacks, it makes a 4/4 that goes away at the end of turn. I don't know how good this card is. However, it is going to be, at some point, 4 damage, attacking or blocking for 2 mana, and then you're able to put it on something late in the game to get more attackers. So I don't think it's terrible, but when I'm making new lists, I don't want to go in whole hog on some cards that I'm not sure about yet. So I'm only playing 1, so if somebody decides to make this list, they only have to craft 1 to try it. If you like it, then go ahead and add more, obviously. We're playing a full set of Intrepid Adversary. 2 mana, 3/1, lifelink, but each instance of 2 mana you spend, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and then all your creatures get bigger for the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Nothing too surprising. It's not even truly a spirit, but it does pump your whole team, so we want it. Playing 4 Malevolent Hermits because we're playing so aggressive we don't have room for a lot of defense, but Malevolent Hermit is a good way to try to deter those board sweepers or spot kill cards that are problematic for you, and it does come back as a spirit, so it makes the cut. And then we're playing 4 Rally the Ranks because we're playing spirits. We just call spirit and everything, I guess, except for Intrepid Adversary, gets +1/+1, right? So nothing wrong with that at all. Multiple ways to pump your creatures, which is good. I was kind of decide what to do here, but we have the Shacklegeist, and it's a 2 mana 3/1, so 2 blue and 1 for a 3/1 flying. At the beginning of combat, you can choose to either tap a creature, or you can keep a tapped creature locked down for a turn. Both of those are good here, right? When you're trying to just, let's say, tap one of the big tree folk that Wrenn and 7 makes, you can keep attacking through into it. Maybe you want to keep down a big trampler your opponent has, so you don't have to worry about blocking it. I mean, there's a bunch of things you can do with this that make it pretty good. I just couldn't decide on how many we wanted, so we just went with 2 of them. We're also trying out 2 Catilda. It's a 3 mana XX, where X is equal to the number of creatures and enchantment or spirits and enchantments you control. It has flying, lifelink, protection from vampires. Then you can pay 5 for the disturbed, and then it gives the creature XX and all the abilities that it has. The thing about Catilda, though, that I really like is that it is protection from vampires, because I assume there's going to be people trying to rock some number of vampire decks. And it has lifelink in addition to its flying, which is very, very good. Every creature we have is a spirit, so even if you play it on turn 3, there's a good chance it's just going to be a 3/3 right out of the gate. Maybe even 4/4, depending on how your hand goes. But there's almost all upside here, so we're definitely going to play a couple of those. We're playing a full set of Geist Patrician, 3 mana, 2/2 flying. Other spirits get +1/+1, and then when you play stuff from the graveyard, the cost is reduced by 1. Now, admittedly, we don't have a lot of things there. You're talking about the Dorothea, Malevolent Hermit, Catilda, and I think that's all we really have that's being played out of the graveyard. So the second ability won't be great, but occasionally it will matter. But otherwise, yeah, just going for it. Playing a bunch of flyers, obviously, so why not take advantage of it if we can? Because we have the Geist, we've got Catilda, we've got the Geist Patrician, maybe some spirits from Clarion Spirit, the one Dorothea, the spirits from Malevolent Hermit, and we can make Ascendant Spirit fly. So we have a lot of ways to come over the top if necessary. And then, of course, because it's a spirit, we're playing Skyclave Apparition, because removing creatures is really good. Nothing real surprising about that in this list. Lands, we're playing 4 Deserted Beach to make sure we can hit our mana a little easier, and we're playing 3 Faceless Havens, because we're already playing snow stuff, and then the rest is snow-covered plains and islands. So nothing too terribly surprising there, but if you want to play aggressive spirits, this is probably going to be the way to go. All right, and again, like I said, I think there's a bunch of ways you can build spirits. This is just the way I chose to go with this. I think partially because this is the most focused and most direct and easy way that hits fewer stumbling blocks, it feels like. But again, there are multiple ways to go if you want to go heavy on the disturbed and things like that are viable. I just don't know if they're going to be as consistently good, because this is just good creatures, raw power across every slot, and you have all the ways to pump them up. 12 ways to pump your creatures, by the way. So all very good stuff there that I really like. And with the flyers, you can come over the top. So I love what this deck's doing, and it should be pretty good for anybody who's looking for that blue-white aggressive deck that we haven't really had for a little while. But like I said, remember to check out the membership so you can get your say on which of these decks that we put out over these next few days you'll get to see. Also, if you want to join my streams to find out about these decks earlier, give some input, feel free to check those out. The Discord, if you have deck ideas, you want to come by and talk about them. Just tons of stuff going on. Don't forget, I also have a new channel, PowrDragn Reviews and Reacts. That's linked down there, so tons of stuff going on right now. And don't forget, we will be putting out multiple deck lists every day leading up to the release of Crimson Vow. So hopefully there will be something for you that you will be able to play right as the season starts. So that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.